What's going on? Very exciting video coming up. I've got Jack from Precision Hydration coming to perform a sweat test on me so I can figure out how much I need to intake during sporting events and training to replenish the amount of sodium that I lose. This is very important because if you don't replenish salt, then you will essentially bonk and cramp. So really exciting. At the moment I've just been ballparking figures off of Precision Fuel and Hydration's website. It gives you a questionnaire and gives you a rough number, but this should nail it down and should be pretty good for setting me up nicely to take a good PB in Bahrain and to make sure I don't experience any cramp or any reason why I cannot PB and get that lovely sub 5 hours in the 70.3 Ironman distance. So we'll wait for Jack.
Stay on your mind, come back every time, baby, I'ma keep you craving. Baby, I'ma keep you craving. Baby, I'ma keep you craving.
Sweat inducer.
Yep.
Sweat inducer runs off a couple of batteries, and what it will do is it will put some gels on the end of some of these little conductors, so to speak, electrodes. And what will happen is it will pass a very small amount of electricity through the gels onto the skin, come out the other side, boost the circuit, and these gels are pilocarpine, which is the active ingredient which your body would produce to sweat anyway.
Yep.
And by passing through a bit of electricity through these onto your skin, we'll be able to make you sweat on the one spot rather than having to make you work out and then allow max effort just to get a bit of sweat out of you. Okay?
Yep.
The needle's not for you. It's basically just to create a vacuum through the little tube which we've got in there.
Yeah.
So once we've got you sweating, then we'll put this over the sweat glands or under the, take the electrode off, put this on, and then your sweat will go into a little tube. There's a bit of blue dye inside to make sure that we can see the sweat moving, so at least know that it's filling up. Once that's filled up enough, we'll take it off here. We'll whack the needle inside the tube just to create a vacuum.
Yep.
And then so all the sweat doesn't fall out, and then we'll be able to put your sample through the sweat analyzer. The reason we partnered with Precision Fuel and Hydration is we're predominantly a technology company, but we're driven by data. So it made sense. I mean, I'm an amateur triathlete. My dad's always been an amateur cyclist who's competed all his life. My brother's an amateur rower, so we're all, and one of our other partners, he's been into fitness and improving himself and his performance all his life, and it's amazing when I found these guys online, which was just by pure chance, it made sense for us anyway, to be able to partner with them so we could offer that service in Gibraltar and the surrounding area in Spain. But if the technology is there to improve the performance, then might as well use it to help, you know?
Yeah.
It's there's loads of people who complain about cramping. There's loads of people who complain about cramping and never quite get to the bottom of it. Like, why am I cramping? Look at this. And it's all due to sodium levels, essentially. Or they may be cramping for other reasons, which may require a medical diagnostics. but having a sweat test done eliminates, for example, the sodium deficiency side for them. It should go on quite tight. A couple of minutes or a couple of seconds, depending how fast you sweat, we'll start getting some kind of blue dye coming out there to indicate that you're sweating.
So that's my sweat test complete. The results are actually very interesting. I'm less of a salty sweater than I thought I was. The results were 737 milligrams per hour of sodium lost through my sweat, which I thought would be about, I kind of gauged it off my precision hydration questionnaire. It kind of put me about the 1,100 mark, and I thought I was just more of a salty sweater just from the races I'd done and the salt marks on my tri-suit, etc., and cycling kit after a long ride. So but yeah, quite interesting. 737. So my nutrition plan going forward will be to just put that up to 1,000, round it up to the nearest 500, because that's what the products are. So I'm gonna have, it'll be it's all got sent to me in a nice long email, and I could put the results are also on my account on Precision Hydration now, so they're always there for me to use, and I can put that into any race distance or duration, and it'll make me a nutrition plan for that event. So for 70.3, I plan to preload with 1,500 milligrams of sodium the night before and the morning of, just to make sure I'm nicely topped off before that event, and then I'll aim to consume 1,000 milligrams of sodium per hour throughout the event. In terms of getting this in me, I will obviously for the swim, you're not going to be taking anything on. For the bike, I'll probably take a little bit more for the first hour, just to top me back up from the about 30-40 minutes in the swim, and then I'll move back down to 1,000 per hour from there. So probably 1,500 for the first hour on the bike, 1,000 for the second hour on the bike, and I won't really ever get through a third hour on the bike unless it's a really hilly climb. It's normally about 2 hours 15 for me at the moment is where I seem to be sitting at on the bike times. So that's that, and then I'll move into the run, and I'm probably going to start, I've been quite bad for neglecting the run on nutrition, so I'm going to make a conscious effort to hammer in a few gels or chews or so on the run to keep me topped off on carbohydrates, and then I'm going to probably start taking one of the flasks with me with maybe 1,500, which will cover me for an hour and a half, and then that'll only leave me without for potentially like 15 minutes, which will be fine. And then it projects me to continue to have 90 grams of carbs per hour on the 70.3 distance triathlon. So we'll continue to do that, but more is better as long as I don't overdo it. So I'm training to do 90 grams per hour, and I seem to be quite comfortable with that, so I'll probably leave it for now, and if I can up it and want to up it, I normally overdo it on the bike a little bit just to catch up from the swim and top me off for the run, and then I normally quite bad for not doing anything on the run and just sending it, but I want to make a conscious effort on the next few races and long runs that I do to just practice getting the nutrition in and make the conscious effort to like perform at my best rather than just getting through the run. So obviously the benefits of getting tested for your sweat sodium concentrate is that if you can completely alleviate the risk of ever cramping, that's quite a big thing for a lot of people. So I'd 100% recommend getting tested. Like I said, my predictive number and accurate number are quite far apart, so it's really interesting to know where can you get your test. I will link in the description below. If you're in the Gibraltar or south of Spain area, you can get it done through Jack. He'll go anywhere, and he is available through his company called Near Technologies, which will be linked down below. Failing that, if you're back in the UK or even America, or I think they're relatively international now, Precision Fuel and Hydration, I'll link their website below, and it has a complete list of every test centre to get your sweat test done. I definitely recommend getting tested so you know your sweat concentrate of sodium. There's another test that I'm going to do to myself in the next few weeks that I'll probably make a video on, which is where you weigh yourself and then you do 1 hour's worth of vigorous exercise, preferably indoors in a warm place so it induces sweat, and it's basically a sweat rate test. You weigh yourself before and after and see the amount of sweat you lose, and that's the other piece to this puzzle, so you know your sweat rate and you know your sweat concentrate, so you can resupply your body with exactly what you're losing, if not slightly more. So yeah, that's my experience. 10 out of 10, definitely worth doing. I'm glad it's done, I'm glad I've got the number. It's just another piece of the puzzle towards that sub 5 hour 70.3, and I would definitely recommend doing it yourself. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you've taken something from it. I definitely have, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the process of getting my sweat test done. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Perhaps even leave a comment down below if you have had a sweat test done or if you'd like a sweat test done, and I'm also more than happy to answer any of your questions about the process down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching again, and I'll catch you on the next one.